of sorts tonight when the Jets take on the Bills. Both teams looking up at the undefeated defending Super Bowl champion Patriots, of course, in the AFC East. It looks like if Buffalo and New York make the playoffs, it's going to have to be with a wild card berth. Right now, the Jets have the first wild card spot while the Bills are on the outside looking in. The two teams face off tonight in the Meadowlands. Skip?
Yes.
Who wins?
The Bills win 24-22. And Stephen A. Smith, you know what has shocked me the most about the Jets this year? Obviously not the defense. Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I remind you, once upon a time, speaking of Buffalo, Ryan Fitzpatrick was viewed as the savior of the Bills.
Yeah.
Remember, going back 4 years, they beat the Patriots early one year in Buffalo. They gave him a big new long-term contract under Chan Gailey. And slowly but surely, he turned back into Ryan Fitzpatrick. Well, I'm hoping, maybe against hope, that tonight Ryan Fitzpatrick turns a little more back into the old, just pretty good Ryan Fitzpatrick. Right now, his QBR for the year is ahead of Tom Brady's.
Wow.
It is. It's better than Tom Brady's. So that's been the shock of shocks to me about the Jets. That's mostly why they are 5-3. But I also remind you, Tyrod Taylor, when he's been able to start, is 4-2 as the starter of the Buffalo Bills. So I'm going to take Tyrod over Ryan Fitzpatrick tonight. The season basically starts tonight for Rex's team. Here they come.
Well, I think that's very plausible on your part. I can't knock that, Skip, but I'm going with the Jets to win this game 24-22. And the reason why is because while Tyrod Taylor has to go up against that Jets defense, with the New York Jets and Ryan Fitzpatrick are going up against what one would deem a relatively suspect defense in Buffalo at this particular juncture. We know they can play, but we also know they haven't lived up to expectations. Injuries may have had something to do with it, but it was also, at least at one point in this season, a disconnect between Rex Ryan and the players.
Sure.
And obviously Rex is not the defensive coordinator, but we all know he's the face of any defense that, you know, that he's the head coach of. He was that way in New York. He's perceived as being that way in Buffalo, even though Dennis Thurman is there. In the end, what it comes down to is this. I think the Jets defense is elite enough to neutralize Tyrod Taylor when it counts. I don't think the Bills' defense is elite enough to stop Brandon Marshall with Eric Decker, the Jets' running game, and a Ryan Fitzpatrick that's not going to beat himself. I'm picking the Jets to win 24-20 in this game.
Yet I remind you, Ivory, after leading the league in rushing after whatever 4 or so games, last 3 he's been held to 84 total yards rushing. So I don't know if they run the ball the way they were. So it's all about Ryan Fitzpatrick throwing to those receivers. We'll see what happens.
The Bills certainly ran the ball well last week. That's
did.
for sure.
Very well.
All right, so Stephen A's going with Fitzy and Skip's going with Double T. That's what it is. We shall see. Tomorrow, obviously, we're going to get into all the NFL games. We're going to pick those, everything from Week 10. Playoff implications, it is starting to matter. Stephen A., thank you kindly. Skip Bayless, I'm Molly Karam. Appreciate you hanging with us. See you tomorrow.